part in the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. On the news this afternoon, Governor Fubara out of state as protest against his impeachment process enters second day. Ahoda West Council Secretariat deserted as workers failed to report to work today. Increased security at Government House with hundreds of youths saying they slept at the gate. Former Commissioner for Information says attempts to sabotage elected executives are destructive. Abia State Governor Alex Oti says police uncovered 50 decomposing dead bodies and more in a forest near Lobanta Cattle Market. And on the foreign scene, a New Zealand tour company found guilty of failing to reduce risk for the 22 people that died in 2019 volcanic eruption. I am Ifechukwu Moyeli with the news. The protest over the planned impeachment of the River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has entered its second day. Scores of people joined the protest this morning as canopies are mounted and cooking ongoing to prepare meals for the protesters. Two of the suspended members of the State House of Assembly, Victor Okojumbo, who represents Boni, and a member representing Ahoda West, Sukari Goodboy, led the protest. Mr. Okojumbo addressed the crowd.
Sleeping, eating. In fact, if you look to my right, you will see the mats and the forms that he used in sleeping here today. If you look to my left, you will see that they are preparing to show you on the corner for everybody. And I am here to inform that the recent happenings in River State, what transpired in River State yesterday, was a demonstration of our resolve for Rivers people, for the love that we have for our brothers.
Joining us now from the protest ground is our correspondent, Onyekachi Nwosu. Hello, Onyeka.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please, how is this protest affecting movement in the area today?
Well, not so much of impact on the movement around Azikime Road where I'm standing right now. Traffic is but a bit slow, of course, you expect that to happen. They are moving from where I am, from where I can see them. But basically, what is really amazing, the fact that we have increased number of people gathered in front of the government house. People are, it's a carnival-like situation here in government house. Music around the corners, the new permission for food, those who are doing business, street vendors are going eating money. The new commission for urban development arrived just a few hours ago. A few lawmakers also addressed the crowd. It's like a carnival situation. People are just happy that, canopies, about 6 or 7 canopies from where I am, I can count, people are just happy. And I suppose you can find of them. So they look, when they were doing an election, they told us that it's like, no single network. What happened to the network? And so they feel they are happy to the government. They're ready to stay here until everything is sorted out. Some of them may be exaggerated and said they will stay here till the end of city first tenure. Some said they will stay here, ready to stay here for the next 4 months. So it's a carnival-like situation here. Young people, ladies, boys and girls gathered here. That's the situation here.
Thank you so much, Onyekachi Nwosu. Our correspondent from the protest ground over the planned impeachment of the River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara. Now, there is still increased security presence around the main entrance of the River State Government House this morning. Our correspondent observed the presence of 3 additional security vehicles, with police stopping vehicles from entering the Government House. Hundreds of youths are still at the gate. Some of the youths said they slept at the Government House gate, while others returned this morning. They spoke to our correspondent.
We sleep here. We dey at till this morning. Since yesterday till this morning. To make sure say they no impeach our governor. You know go dey first that they come control state. See na good man. Now make we sleep here. To make sure say everything dey alright.
Alright.
You can pay government as here 1 full month, 1 full year. To make sure say our sin is with us.
How person go dey on seat? You go dey Abuja, federal. Chop down your federal.
Never balance well for seats. And then they give go. One call impeach am. You no go work.
They also denied being paid to protest.
I say the time we use go work, do everything, come be like say na in vain. Person like me, I go tell you the truth. They never even give me anything safe. But I dey use my willingly mind, they pay my transport, they come. And for the love I get for my state and my governor, for good governance, and make me I come out here this protest. Everything no be money.
Meanwhile, a food vendor spoke on how the protest has positively affected her business.
Like this morning now, my food don't finish. I don't sell finish. Thank God say they don't fight, nothing. Na peaceful protest. Sell well plenty for here. People don't plenty. I don't sell now start. So affecting my business in a positive way. Please, I get markets. That's the way why they get before. People patronize it. As my food finish, I don't close.
In the meantime, some residents of Port Harcourt say the political tension in the state may give birth to a new wave of insecurity if not checked. Some of the residents called on the elders of the state to mediate peace in the ongoing power tussle. Others said the happening is a repeat of injustice. They also appealed that Governor Fubara be allowed to freely govern the state.
We will not understand what happened for the state. Since last time, people will never sleep. Everything that happened in the Riverside House of Assembly is all about politics. And which, if we don't caution ourselves, it will consume many persons.
Make people come, elders, to come quench this fire we won't catch like this. Because when the fire don't start, you go worry. And it will feel consume many things for the state.
There should be more presence of security personnel around the state right now to calm the unrest so that the insecurity can be curbed on time before it gets out of hand.
For you to sack the chief of staff and the CSO, government house, I would say that let us also demonstrate it to other ministries, those who is not loyal to him, because he must be loyal to the government you are serving.
I want Wike to be fair to the governor himself. Let them not be having issues.
Anything they do, make them do them in an easy way. Politics is just a game.
Human and vehicular movement is now allowed at the Moscow Road axis of Port Harcourt, where the River State House of Assembly is located. Correspondent Soyebi Oruwara reports that at the moment two security patrol vehicles are stationed in front of the assembly as against yesterday's 17 patrol vehicles, though the entrance of the Central Bank Road leading to the State Secretariat complex and the Moscow Road is still blocked with security personnel. Workers are allowed to access their offices in the area. Still on this, a former commissioner for information in River State, Ibn Seminitari, says attempts to use the River State House of Assembly to sabotage an elected executive are destructive to the good conscience and well-being of River State. Mrs. Seminitari, in a statement, frowned at attempts to impeach Governor Similayo Fubara, saying it is shocking that anyone will consider such actions 6 months into the current administration. According to her, the state legislature must be allowed to fulfill their constitutional role of driving critical development in the state. She said the crisis at this time will not benefit the state and called for an immediate stop to it. She also prayed for quick return of normalcy to government and legislative business in the state, as it will be in the best interest of Rivers citizens, residents, and business communities. The Rivers Indigenous NGOs and Civil Society Network, RINCOX, have expressed sadness over the recent political crisis in the state. A statement by the chairman of RINCOX, Tombari Dumkakote, while condemning the burning of a section of the State House of Assembly complex by hoodlums, called on heads of security agencies in the state to remain impartial and immediately swing into action, ensuring adequate protection of lives and property of residents and business interests in the state.
We want to also
call on allies in the state, the Interparty Advisory Council IPAC, political leaders, traditional and religious leaders, irrespective of party affiliations, not to keep mum over the disturbing situation before it gets out of hand and consumes the state. As a group, I want to state very categorically that Gringos is ready and willing to partner other stakeholders in amicably resolving the current political crisis in the state.
Meanwhile, Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara left for Abuja this morning with some top chieftains of the PDP. The governor was accompanied by top party members like Sam Jaja, Sergeant Awuse, Emma Ayawo, the state PDP chairman Desmond Akao, among others. It followed the impeachment proceedings against him, which sparked a political crisis yesterday. Still to come, Ahoda West Council Secretariat deserted. Stay with us. Okay, now the rest of the news. Reports say the Ahoda West Council Secretariat is deserted as workers failed to report to work today. This comes after some hoodlums carted away palliatives kept at the Secretariat of Ahoda West Local Government Council yesterday. It's followed unconfirmed reports the council chairman have been suspended. The Commissioner for Communications and Information, Joe Johnson, has promised to get back to us on the rumors of council dissolution, suspension of the Port Harcourt Ring Road project, and the rumored suspension of the state chief judge, among others, circulating online. Protests erupted in Lagos and Abuja yesterday as young people expressed their disapproval of National Assembly members receiving sports utility vehicles, SUVs. The protesters held placards saying, "Fund education, not SUVs. Pay a living wage, not SUVs, and return the SUVs now." The protesters say that lawmakers using public money to buy SUVs is insensitive given the widespread suffering among the majority of the population. Abia State Governor Alex Oti says security forces uncovered 50 decomposing dead bodies, including 20 headless bodies and numerous skeletons in a forest near the Lopanta Cattle Market on the Enugu-Port Harcourt Expressway. The governor also expressed the cattle market's use as a ransom collection point by kidnappers. He pledged to ensure that criminals have no safe haven in the state, emphasizing his commitment to protecting residents' and visitors' lives and property. In business, Chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms, Taiwo Oyedele, has reassured Nigerians that the federal government's proposed foreign exchange rules will accurately represent the Naira's value. In entertainment, controversial singer Naira Marley and Lagos socialite Sam Larry have filed a fundamental rights suit to challenge their continued detention over the death of singer Mohbad. They have named the police and Lagos magistrate Adeola Olatubosu, who directed their 21-day police custody, as defendant. Naira Marley and Sam Larry are actively seeking 20 million naira in damages. In sport, Saudi Arabia is set to host the 2034 World Cup. This comes after Australia decided against bidding to stage the tournament.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
A New Zealand tour company, Wakari Management Limited, has been found guilty of failing to minimize risk for the 22.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
That's a wrap on the news this afternoon. But before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. Rivers State Governor Sim Fubara has left for Abuja with top PDP chieftains. Ahoda West Council Secretariat is deserted as workers fail to report to work today. Abia State Governor Alex Oti says police have uncovered 50 decomposing dead bodies with 20 headless bodies and numerous skeletons in a forest near the Lopanta cattle market. And on the foreign scene, a New Zealand tour company has been found guilty of failing to reduce risk for the 22 people that died in the 2019 volcanic eruption. You can see pictures and watch videos of news stories when you like us on Facebook and follow us on X at Nigeria Info PH. On Instagram, it's at Nigeria Info FM_PH. For any eyewitness report and breaking news, text and send your WhatsApp pictures and videos to our news desk line on 0808 721 7215. Peace is a part of the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. I am Ifechukwu Moyali. Many thanks for listening.